Welcome to The Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. I am going to talk about this subject because I see things on social media, just in the world and of the world. And, we all have opinions about a lot of things. And I know that this will be a touchy subject because I know people don't like to talk about more personal things, especially when it is surrounding a lot of the stuff that we see in the news today, whether it's about marriage equality, whether it's about abortion, religion, all these different things. People tend to shy away from those subjects because they just feel like, well, I don't want to talk about that. But we're going to talk about it because I feel that it is something that should be discussed. I think when you don't have these conversations is when it turns out to be a lot of confusion. I see a lot of us, and when I say us, I see a lot of the Black community, and not even so much the Black community, the African diaspora in general, getting very distracted by a lot of nonsense that's going on. You have a lot of people that they get up in the morning and they put their kufi on and they think that they're dropping dimes and dropping, gems and knowledge and all this sort of stuff with no type of anything to back it up. We have to be so careful that we don't get caught up in hearsay. We don't get caught up in all of these conspiracy theories about this, that, and the other because, the world is against the Black man and all this. This is very true. And there are very real things that are happening. But one thing that I have realized is that there's only so much that can happen to you that you allow. So you have to really keep your mind straight. We are so busy worried about the next big thing, the next big boom, the next big money maker, the next whatever, that we're not even paying attention to the stuff that's right in front of us. Again, if you are not attending your local elections, you're never going to fix a lot of the things that are going on within your community. Why did you sit out of your primaries? Why? A lot of the things that you're talking about, and these are to those people who delve into this type of thing, I'm talking directly to y'all. A lot of these things you can fix by putting the right people into office. And the bottom line is, if you all decide that it's a conspiracy theory and you all decide that you're not going to vote, well, then that's going to let the people in to office that shouldn't be there because you decided that you didn't want to vote. So you see how that's counterintuitive to the greater good of the people? You literally are doing exactly whatever you want to call it, white people, colonizers, whatever, people who are against folks of color, however you want to say that. You're doing exactly what they want you to do, and that's fighting amongst yourselves. You're constantly going on pages, on T pages. When I say T pages, some people may not know what I'm talking about. T pages, when I say that, I mean the pages that just gossip all day. The baller alerts, the shade rooms, all of this stuff, all of these things. This is all they do all day. And what you consume becomes you. Now, again, let me just say this from the tippy top. This is my opinion, and this is my podcast, and I'm going to speak on what I want to speak on this podcast. Let's just start there. Okay? You have your own podcast. You can say whatever you want to say over there. But this has been my experience and experience of people around me and things that I have seen that we have all seen. Sometimes all it takes is dangling the right dollar amount. And then people will get right back into bed with the problematic situation because the dollar amount spoke to them. And that's something that we have to be so careful of. I'm not saying there's not forgiveness. I'm not saying that you can try to see if you can work with someone again or whatever. I'm not saying to write people off because I'm not about burning bridges like that. Because in business, you never know. But we can't be out here strong and wrong. As my grandmother used to say. You're out here strong and wrong. You're yelling at the top of your lungs. Boycott this, boycott that. Don't do this, don't do that. I'm not supporting this, I'm not supporting that. And then for the right dollar amount, you back in the saddle. For me, this is me personally. Y'all gonna do what you're gonna do. For me personally, keep it hush. Because you don't know opportunities that are going to come to you. And then you have to weigh those opportunities. Is it worth it? Because not every big name, not every big brand, not every so-called explosive situation is going to blow my business up. Oh, this going to take me here and take me there. Not everything is for you. And everything has a season as well. I see people trying to force success, trying to force going viral. They're here popping and locking, daggone near killing themselves, making videos every single day, trying to force themselves to go viral. Because they want the 15 minutes of fame. But then when they get it, they don't know how to leverage it. It happens and then it goes away and then it was nothing. Because they didn't even know how to leverage it. You want to sell your products to some celebrity or your services to some celebrity, and you do, and they love it, and they talk about it on their Instagram. Now you got orders coming in, and you can't handle it. I just saw something with a sister the other day where she has a candle company, and she was not expecting to get that much push. She did a little bit of advertising, and then she did an interview, and she was overwhelmed with orders that she could not fulfill and had to actually shut her website down because her website was constantly saying sold out, sold out, sold out. And that gets annoying after a while. After several weeks of going back to a website to visit it and it says sold out, you're like, okay, what's going on with this company? And that can in turn be bad press for your company. There is such a thing as bad press. And I know people like, oh, all PR is good PR, all public relations. No, it's not. I want y'all to really stop saying that. It's not. It really isn't. What it is when people say that is that you can take a situation and you can flip it around. But the bottom line is you don't want bad press. Now, people who have been in public relations for a long time, such as myself, I can take a negative situation and turn it around. But I would rather the client not have the negative situation to begin with. Because it does taint your brand. And it's a lot more work on the back end to repair that. Especially if you're a reckless type of client. I don't keep reckless clients. I've had to let some reckless clients go because they were just bad for my business. We really have to stop, you know, worrying about all of these little nonsensical things and just get out and do the work. Let me just tell you now, I don't care what coach, what guru, what mentor, whatever cash clown cow situation you have going on. There is no quick way to success. You have to do the work. And when you keep cramming all of this nonsense constantly every day, all you're doing is feeding on your timeline, constant, this guru, that guru, this person. You keep changing your mind. You don't even know what your brand looks like because you have zero clue who your audience even is. So every time something sounds good, you want to change. Every time something seems okay, you want to change. Next thing you know, you've had 10 different logos. Listen, I got some people on my timeline right now. They've changed their logo 3 times, 6 months into the year. Why? So part of that, what I have learned over the years, is part of that is that you are not confident in what it is that you are doing. And that's a major issue. If you are not confident in what you are doing, if you don't have a plan, I'm going to tell you right now, I know the people who have business plans and the ones who don't. I can tell. Just by the way they throw things up in the air, hoping that some of it will stick. Why are you trying to force success? You have to do the work. You have downloaded every single self-help guide. You have paid umpteen of money for every mentor, guru, and coach, thinking that their tips and tricks and whatever it is that they have going on is going to magically do something for your business. But then you don't even do the work. They're making their money. They're trying to tell you, oh, this is how I made my dollars. Boo boo. They made their dollars off of you because you keep on paying them for these tips, but the tips may not suit your business. And one thing that I see a lot of people, one thing they don't do is they're not consistent. You talk about what you're going to do, but you don't really get down and do it. It's a constant conversation. Where is the consistency? If you know you need to connect with your people, you need to go live. You know that you need to be giving tips out for whatever the business that you're in. You need to sit down and put together that content. Sit down with your manager, whoever you got. If you got a PR person, your PR person should be well versed in branding. Sometimes your PR and your branding person is the same person, which that's what we do over here at Onyx Queen Media. Branding, PR, and marketing, skip to my darling, they all go together. And I don't know why people just think they can snap a finger and I'm just going to do this. When you attend these conferences, when you attend any of these groups, incubator groups, mastermind groups, these sort of things, are you really paying attention to what is being offered to you? Or is it an opportunity to just say, oh, I hung with a bunch of people. Oh, I took a bunch of pictures. Oh, we went out on a yacht. We went to an upscale dinner or brunch or whatever like that. You're here to learn. And sometimes you completely miss the learning. And to be honest, a lot of these folks that run these things, they don't mind that you miss the learning because that's going to make you want to come back for something else, which is putting more money in their pocket. You have to be serious about your brand. Stop saying you don't have time. Listen, I used to call clients out on this all the time. You don't have time, but you're commenting under everybody's posts and pictures about stuff that's not important or germane to your brand. And that doesn't mean you can't have fun. That doesn't mean that you can't, because social media is not only just for business, it is social. But when your brand isn't quite there yet, when your brand hasn't really reached status where it's running on this machine, kind of, doing its thing, you don't have that kind of time. You don't have time to be messing around. My old boss, 12, 13 years ago, used to say, stick to the knitting. He would always say that, stick to the knitting. We never really understood what he meant by that until all types of hell was breaking loose in the office and foolishness, and our department was nowhere near it. Because why? We stuck to the knitting. Our name never came up in nonsense. But you're so distracted. You are on this constant quest for knowledge, and you're taking in all this foolishness. And all it is, a lot of this stuff is out there to divide us so that we don't stick together. Going under other people's comments and calling them out their name. I mean, stupid stuff. Why would you involve yourself in that? This brother from the show, Issa Rae's show, Insecure. The brother been with his lady for years. And I believe they have a child together. And they got married recently, I think in Italy. But because she's white, people want to come up underneath the comments and say all types of derogatory things. This brother had to close his comments on the picture. He can't even enjoy marrying this long-term love. And like I said, they've been together for years. They have a child together. So you don't find it positive that they actually got married? He's not a baby daddy. She's not a baby mama. He actually got married to her. The timing worked for them. But people came under the comments, oh, of course, she's white. What do you care? Why are you involving yourself in this? And stop worrying about, the alignment of the black man and the black. First of all, their comments under their picture of their joy is not the place for that. Get on your own podcast. Get on your own timeline. Get on your own YouTube video and talk crap. Why are you underneath these people's picture? But again, we are so led and distracted. I will tell you this, black people in general, and I think Latino is in there to a certain extent, but I got to speak on the black. Okay? I got to speak on the black community in general. We get so distracted by the stupidest things. We're distracted by money. We're distracted by success. We're distracted by shiny things, cars, jewelry, fronts, all stupid stuff, clothes, sneakers, all of that. And none of this stuff can you take with you when you go. You get one suit, one pair of shoes, one piece of drawers, whatever it is what they put on you when you go in. Like, you can't even take it with you. We are so continuously distracted by foolishness, and we will constantly get sucked in by nonsense because we're not standing for anything. You know the saying, you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And it keeps on happening in the Black community. I am not saying that it doesn't happen in other communities. I'm just talking about the Black community right now. We fall for so much dumb stuff. 4 of you in a house during the pandemic, you each got your $1,400. That could have been something that you could have put down to buy a home. But you went out and got the newest iPhone though. Some people forego, what's the word? I don't even know what the past tense. Forego on paying their bills to be able to do that because they know they could shuffle around with the bill companies. Our priorities are so messed up. And you may mean well, and you may be the sweetest person ever. And this is a rant, and I don't care. We really got to wake up. And no amount of conspiracy theorists and Illuminati conversation is going to do it. You're going to tell me that you think that an outside force is going to come and control you if you letting it? You're allowing some outside force. I'm not saying people don't sell their souls now. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that is a choice. You don't have to sell your soul for the highest dollar. You don't have to get down with every single money scheme. Do research for yourself and see who the solid people are out there. Because there's some great gurus out there who are solid. But nobody wants to fool with them because they're talking real truth. But you'd rather follow the Illuminati people. Really? Does that even make sense? Sometimes it comes down to old-fashioned prayer. Pray for discernment. Pray to be able to figure things out instead of being cram-fed because it sounds good. Look at your own life. Stop creating scenarios that don't exist. Because it's crazy to me. We want to be victims so bad. And then get mad when other groups of people see they're succeeding and they're... Listen. The odds are not stacked for us. The odds are stacked against us. But a lot of what we do is we sabotage ourselves. We sabotage ourselves into thinking that we have to sit in certain things. Yes, we do need our allies. Absolutely. It's not a lie. The odds are stacked against us. The system was built to break us, but we don't have to constantly keep breaking. If you don't want all these children that are draining your pockets, use protection when you have sex. Stop putting yourself in a position. You complain about, there's no help for when you have a family of 4. You didn't have to be a family of 4. You laid down and created that family of 4. You created the 4 baby daddies. You created the 2 baby mamas. You created that. Stop sleeping around without protection. At least take control of the things that you can. So you can get to the things that you want down the road. Nothing is going to be simple, but if you put yourself in that position, now you're going to have to come through and correct it. And those specific things like that, you can help. But we're so hell-bent on, the world owes me. The world don't owe you nothing. You got folks sitting around waiting for reparations. Well, you think I'm waiting around for people to give me reparations? For what? If they do, wonderful. But if they don't, I'm going to keep it moving. When you get some of these folks who really start to distance themselves, they're like, oh, that person, they don't hang out anymore. They kind of distance themselves and doing their own thing. These are the people that listen to their reasons why. Tap them on the shoulder and ask them why. Instead of the ones that, oh, they got the latest, greatest, this, that, and the other. They all over, they taking out ads all over Instagram. They loud all over the place. Blah, 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 all day. Sit down. All this loud showboating or whatever. That is not, first of all, all of that, the real ones are going to see right through it. But we are so easily distracted that anybody could come along and we'll rock to the left. Somebody else come over here and we'll rock to the right. Somebody else come over here. Ooh, well, maybe we should go back left. That's because you don't know where you are within yourself. That is why you keep getting dragged. It's like when the ocean ebbs and flows, the tide comes in and you just keep rolling with the tide. In and out, back and forth. No strategy. No navigational skills. I know I'm ruffling some feathers with this, but I don't care because I'm tired of seeing it. We are the originators, and I'm talking about Black people. I know I have listeners of all walks of life, but I'm talking to the Black people right now. Anybody else, feel free to listen in. Black people are the originators of so many things that you use every single day. The literal mother and birth of civilization. How in the world can you go from that to not even caring about owning a piece of property when you owned kingdoms and lands? But you think that owning a home and owning land is unattainable because so-and-so is keeping you from doing that. There was a group of brothers, I think they're from Philly. They didn't each have individual money, but they scrimped and saved each of them and bought a house collectively and flipped the house collectively. What happened to the collective economics for which our culture was built on? But we feel disrespected and we feel that we have to blast somebody because we felt disrespected. We got to come back over and shoot up a place because we feel disrespected. What is that? Think about how you react to things. Think about how the rest of the people who don't want you to succeed, you're falling right into the trap. And it's so hard to watch. Take your little $1,000 and start your business. Pool it together with somebody else and collab. Because I may not have $10,000, but if we each have $1,500 or $2,000, it just takes a handful of us to get together. But the one thing that has been instilled in us over these many, many years in this country is the lack of trust and faith that we have in each other. We don't trust each other. We don't have faith in each other. So many other ethnic groups have faith in each other and they trust each other. 10 of them will be living in a house, but they own it. We have to get past this. If we're going to be truly successful. I'm off my soapbox. I just felt the need. It just kicked up in my spirit to say it. I know it's going to hurt people's feelings. I'm okay with that. Not to be malicious. It was not done maliciously, but I have to say it because we're not doing enough. This is part of the reason why I have this podcast, is to really give people some true resources. I get on this podcast and I literally take questions from the public and I answer them. I explain different things in business, give you websites and resources, encourage, even if it's just an encouraging word. And I know this is going to hurt some feelings. I know it will. Again, it's not maliciously done. It's a necessity. You got to have that. Just consider me that auntie that pulled you to the side to be like, yo, wake up. Stop getting distracted by so much nonsense. Stop getting pulled into comments where you start bashing people or you think it's funny. Especially when it's a subject matter that's not even cool. We have so much work to do. And we need to, I don't know how it's going to happen, but we need to find a way to start trusting each other and working with each other better than we have. And genuinely doing this. Because you got a whole lot of people that just, well, I'm going to keep my name in the hat just in case. But they ain't really trying to work. And a lot of people are not going to tell you these things or say the things that I'm saying right now because they're too afraid to ruffle feathers and they're too afraid to really say because they want to seem so cool or whatever. I don't care about, I never cared about being cool, ever. Anybody that knows me, I've never cared about being cool. I've never had the latest this and the latest that, whatever the case may be. I like nice things every now and then, but I'm telling you, I love a great vacation. I love a 5-star vacation where I am just living in the lap of luxury for 10 days rather than the latest car. My car is freaking 16 years old. I don't care about that stuff. People can choose to live how they want to live. Oh, you should spoil yourself every now and then. That's great. I'm not against that. But in my opinion, I feel that we're doing more of the showboating than we are the work. And it keeps us in this rut instead of moving forward. I appreciate when people, say congratulations on an accolade or whatever. They don't even know the amount of work that went into that said thing. Have no idea. Working a full-time business, managing many different personalities, brands, clients last year, and taking 12 classes was crazy. I'll probably never do anything like that again. But now on the other side with the diplomas in my hand that have actually already helped me in my business, it's incredible. And I'm like, wow, did not think that was going to happen. But the amount of work, the amount of times that I wanted to give up, the amount of assignments that I skipped and still passed the class, because there was a couple of classes I just didn't do certain assignments like I'm just gonna fail the class, and I still passed the class even though I skipped like 2-3 assignments because the assignments are weighted on points. And I'm like, really? Okay, this must be God trying to tell me stay in the game. So I stayed in the game because trust me, it is a game. And I'm so glad that I did. Okay, y'all. This was a rant and a half, but I just had to say it again. It is not meant to be malicious. It's just made to make you think. Think intelligently. Stop allowing people to just cram information down your throat. What's that thing that says, don't take my word for it? Just think. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, connect with me over on Instagram at Onyx Queen Media. Bye, you guys. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.